Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, we're going to take a look at Masquerade Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. The ability description for Masquerade Tiana is starts fever time and clears zooms vertically. This game demonstration that you're currently watching right now is a skill level 1 game demonstration, so the skill range is going to be extra small. In order for you to activate her ability, you will need to clear 15 copies of her off the screen to activate the ability. Her minimum score is 80 with a maximum score of 1011. So I would say like this is average, nothing too bad, but it's also not great either, so just kind of average. But if you do want to get Masquerade Tiana to skill level 6, you'll only need to get 28 copies of her, so it's a relatively easy Tsum to max out. Before I go any further, if you guys are enjoying videos like these and would like more Tsum Tsum content, consider subscribing to this channel, it definitely will help me out a lot. Okay, now let's take a look at the stats table. Every single time you level up Masquerade Tiana or the skill level, the skill radius will increase a little bit. So it goes from extra small, which is what you're watching right now, to skill level 6, which is extra large. Now this is in reference to the ability where the thickness of the band that drops down and bursts a bunch of zooms. So let's talk a little bit about the strategy. So the Masquerade Tiana's ability comes in two parts, so don't forget about the start fever time. So if you activate her ability and you're not in fever time yet, or your fever bar is completely empty, regardless of how much you have charged up already, it's going to go into fever time right away. So that's one benefit. She is going to be great for those missions where it requires you to activate a lot of fevers per game. She will essentially get you a lot of the fevers per game. So let's talk about the strategy here. The other strategy when you're using Masquerade Tiana is that before you activate her ability, just make sure that the zooms are fully settled before you activate the ability. That way you'll maximize the coin earning potential. If you don't do that, you're going to earn a little bit less. So just keep that in mind. And really the area is going to be on the left side and the right side. So as long as those two areas are full, you should be good to go. And I am playing without the gyro on. I don't think that you need to use the gyro in this case because the gyro really doesn't help you out here. Okay, so let's also take a look at Masquerade Tiana at skill level 1, 2, and 3. Now keep in mind the difference here is that skill level 1, the blast range is, or the skill range is going to be extra small. Skill level 2, it's going to be small. And then finally for skill level 3, the skill range is going to be medium. So this is in reference to the thickness of the vertical blast that's going to come through. It's going to be on both sides, left side and right side. So again, you definitely want to make sure that the left side and the right side of where the burst is going to come down has a lot of zooms before you activate the ability. I also tried using the spam method where you're just spamming the ability as soon as you're fully charged. And of all the attempts that I've tried, I actually earned less coins compared to if I waited a couple of seconds when everything is settled down, then activate the ability. So definitely give it a couple of seconds. I know that we typically, when we play this game, we want to activate as many abilities as possible and also use some of the overcharge to the next ability. But I've tried it and I've realized that I get less coins comparing to waiting a little bit. So you definitely want to just give it a couple of seconds and make sure that the zooms are fully settled. Then you activate the ability. I also did a comparison playing with the gyro on and gyro off, and I found it that it's better, way better, to play without the gyro on. A couple of reasons: when you have the gyro off, the zooms do fall a little bit faster down to the bottom of the screen, and you don't necessarily need to hold your phone in a funny position. In this zoom's case, you definitely want the zooms to settle down as quickly as possible, so that way you can activate the ability. And speaking of ability, let's now do a side-by-side comparison when the ability is all activated at the same time. And I'll slow it down too so we can really dissect it. Okay, so when Tiana Masquerade is activated, she'll come out and then does this little 3D thing, looks into the sky, and then this vertical bar that I mentioned earlier will get blasted. This animation will always look the same, but if you look at the comparison between skill level 1, 2, and 3, you'll notice that skill level 1 is a very skinny line. It only has about 1 to 2 rows of zooms that's being cleared, but skill level 2 and 3 is obviously a lot more. So for skill level 2, you see 3, pretty clear 3, sometimes 1 in some areas, and it's not clearing a whole lot on the bottom. And then skill level 3 is clearly a 3-row burst. So you definitely want to make sure that the screen has a lot of zooms before you activate it. So let's proceed forward here. And as you can see, skill level 1, I only got a chain of 19 compared to skill level 2 and 3. For skill level 2, I got 30, and then skill level 3, I got a chain of 32. So definitely it's significantly better when you have Masquerade Tiana at skill level 2 at the very minimum. Skill level 3 it's pretty good too, but I think as long as you play the strategy, making sure everything is settled before you activate the ability, you should be good to go. So overall, I do like Masquerade Tiana as a Tsum, especially if you don't have a Tsum that has like a start fever time. I think Masquerade Tiana is a good option for that. This Tsum isn't necessarily the easiest Tsum to use though. You will need to wait for the ability to settle down, or not ability, wait for all the Tsums to settle down before you activate it. So that is one tricky part if you're not familiar with the game. So if you are a beginner player, this might not necessarily be the most beginner friendly Tsum. But honestly, just keep in mind that you want to make sure all the Tsums are settled before you hit that ability button. You should be good. I think with some practice, Masquerade Tiana is a pretty good Tsum to use, and again, it is good for missions as well. So I think it's at least worth getting it to skill level 2. Now let me show you guys what my coin earnings were, and also what the scores were for all 3 of these skill levels. So pretty much at skill level 1, because this Tsum was at a pretty low level at that time, I was only able to get 3.4 million points. So that's actually not too bad for a skill level 1 Tsum. For the coins, I got 971 coins. Comparing it to skill level 2 and skill level 3, the coin earnings, skill level 2 is a lot way better when it comes to coin earning. And then skill level 3, I got 2,602, comparing it to the 1,792 for skill level 2. So if you can get Masquerade Tiana to skill level 3, the coin earnings are going to be a lot better, and it is going to be worth using the 5-4 and coin boost at skill level 3. Skill level 2 is not quite there yet, so if you are able to get Masquerade Tiana to skill level 3, definitely worth using 5-4 and coin boost, because the coin boost you might get a coin fairy and have an extremely crazy multiplier. When it comes to score, 4.6 for skill level 2, which is a lot better than skill level 1, and then significantly almost double for skill level 3, you got 7.2. So overall, Masquerade Tiana is a really good Tsum, especially if you could get her to skill level 3. Comparing it to skill level 3 to skill level 6, well, we're going to do another video on that. It is better, but I don't think it's necessarily worth the investment. So for Masquerade Tiana, just get her to skill level 3 and you should be good to go. So that's my review of Masquerade Tiana. I hope that you guys found this video helpful in seeing skill level 1, 2, and 3. I am going to do another video for skill level 4, 5, and 6 and show you the game demonstration there, comparing it also to skill level 1, 2, and 3. So if you're interested in seeing that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'll probably be uploading those in the next couple of days, and if you are seeing this a week later, it's probably posted by now. So check it out in my channel, and as always, subscribe to this channel if you want to stay up to date on all the Tsum Tsum content, and thank you guys so much for watching.